Hello, hello. Can you guys hear us? Thumbs up.
If you guys could hear us, give us a thumbs up. Thank you for joining us.
Thumbs up if you guys could hear us. Thumbs down. Can you guys hear us? Hello, hello, hello. Okay. Well, I gotta go with
Uh,
hello,
it's-
hello, hello. Can you guys hear us? All right. Can you guys hear us? Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello.
Hello, everybody. I hope you guys could hear
Yeah,
us.
we're good. All right, we're good. We're
Hope you
good.
could hear us.
Yes.
So we started just a little late today, Robert.
Yeah. Sorry. Era
We're
yo.
running around. No, we
Yeah.
were running around and just trying to get everything together. And we want to make sure that everybody could hear us and that we'd have a good show today. And I
Yes.
could see that some people are thumbs up. Thank you so
Nice.
much for letting us know. So
Nice.
who are our visitors? Who do we have here?
We have Diana. We have Arlette, which is her cousin.
Hello, cousin. Thank you for joining us, cousin.
We
Thank you
have
for joining us.
Rubina Galvan.
Rubina, thank you so much. And if you're not from El Paso, let us know where you're from because we want to know how far this is going. If you're
Yes.
from El Paso, that's good because I love you all. But El Paso, Juarez, and Las Cruces, the subscribers went up, Robert, right?
Yeah.
You know, we were talking about just 200, and I'm hoping we get at least 20.
Okay. All right.
And so you have to remember that we're on a delay. So what happens is that we're talking and you're going to pick us up later. So forgive us, but that's a internet thing. That's something we can't control.
Yeah. So we're just gonna go.
We're just going to keep on talking and if we say something, you just say like, "Oh, it's a delay."
Yeah.
We know it's a delay, but that's the way internet works
We
now.
just to give you guys like a point of view from us, we're going off of like what we're playing, but then we have Diana here listening to both, so there might be a little delay. But if you guys don't notice anything, then just give us a thumbs up.
Well,
Let me
let's
know.
say if they notice something's wrong, they should let us know.
Yeah,
How's
there you
that?
go. There you go.
If it's okay, that it's okay. But if
Yeah,
something's wrong,
we're all a team. We're
yes,
all a
we're
team.
all
So
working
let
together because
let me
remember,
know.
this show couldn't be done without them. Who
Exactly.
else is coming in? I see all those
Yeah.
thumbs up.
So we got Rubina Galvan, Lupita Hernandez,
Lupita, thank you so much, Lupita. I don't think I've
Rosa
heard that name before.
Rosa Navarro,
Yes, Rosa, my sister-in-law. Thank you for joining in. She's a big supporter.
Silvia Heredia,
Hello, Sylvia. Nice to hear from you again. Yes, I remember Sylvia.
Cristina Costa,
Christina, thank you so much.
Doreen Sanders.
Doreen, I think that's the first one, no?
Yeah, I don't remember
I
seeing
don't
that.
remember your name, Doreen, coming
Uh,
before, but thank you for joining us.
yes, thank you.
Thank you so
Freddie
much.
Jordan,
Freddie, thank you so much, Freddie. Yes, thank you.
Lisa Morel. Hello, I have
Oh,
my candle lit and ready to go.
thank you, Prima. That's Lisa. She saw the promo. Thank you, Prima.
D. Ceniceros,
Thank you, Dee. Thank you so much for joining us and
Rick.
supporting us.
Yes, Rick Dovali.
Yes, Rick, my brother-in-law from North Dakota. So
Nice.
he's looking at us all from North Dakota. Hey, Rick and family, love you guys.
Lori de Luna,
Lori, yes, I remember. Dallas, I believe it's Dallas. I think it is.
Fabiola.
Yes, Fabiola, a great supporter. She can't get enough of me.
Nice. Oh, look, Rick remembered. So when you guys, check in with us, let us know where you guys are watching
Where,
us from. So
yeah,
North
if it's
Dakota.
not El Paso, Las Cruces, or Juarez, let us know. No, even if you're from Las Cruces and Juarez, I want to know.
Yeah.
I want to know. Because on the Spanish, we got a lot of people from Juarez,
Yeah, we did.
which
We
is,
did.
I am so grateful to you. I'm very, very
Yeah.
grateful.
Yeah. Adrian Guzman,
Thank you, Adrian. Thank you so much for
Sylvia Montoya.
Sylvia. It's nice to see that you guys are tuning in. I'm very excited. We're going to do our best today.
Yes. Yes. I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, so am I. And guess what? We do have a special guest, and they're already here watching us on the other side. They'll be on in just a minute. They can't wait to be on.
Right. Yeah.
Nerves of steel, I tell you. Nerves of steel.
Do you want me to?
So we're gonna see, are they still coming in? So we're gonna go ahead and light up the candle,
All right.
and we're gonna get started because I'm already feeling stuff, Robert.
Nice.
And
Nice.
and I think I really need to start doing this, what I do, and Robert's going to help me to light the candle. And we're going to go over what the candle means to me. So we did this on the promo, and on the promo, we talked about the candle, why I choose white, because white to me is purity. And the candle is just letting spirit know that I'm ready to work. And it's, I always tell people when I do sessions, Robert, I always tell them it's like turning on the phone. And now we're going to see who picks up on the other side.
Right.
So that's what the candle's for.
Okay.
So I am going to tell you, I'm really feeling something right now. So I'm going to get off, right? Let's do a reading really fast.
Okay.
So, because we want to test out the phone, but I am going to tell you right now. And I know we have guests already here. And so I'm trying to, and I not might not be very good at this, but I'm trying to block you guys out. Okay. Uh, so let me just see here. Let me just see. Let me just see really fast. I feel like there's a D connection somewhere. So I feel there's a D, but don't think of the D now. So it could be like a David, David or Danny, but you guys look at that. But what I'm picking up right now, I do feel, just give me a minute. Gosh. I'm gonna say this is a recent passing. He's making me feel. I feel like it's a male energy. Forget about the D. I feel like this is a recent passing. So recent to me might be within a year. I can't breathe right now. So Robert already knows if I faint, you're gonna have to catch me.
Okay.
Yeah, I know you have all that equipment there, but I'm having a little trouble breathing right now. So that's my symbol for back to the heart, the lungs, and the chest. And people always say, why do you always do that? Well, these are the symbols that I know, and this is how they come across. So right now, they're telling me about, so when I say the chest area is going to be the lungs, the heart, I feel they couldn't breathe at the end. And I feel like I'm being intubated. Not that I was ever intubated. Well, I was, but I don't remember that. But I feel like there's something in my throat. So either there was something wrong with their throat, there was impact to the throat, or just I just can't breathe. It's giving me. So I don't know if that resonates with anybody. So
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 yeah,
if you look at the comments
yeah.
there, um,
So anybody watching, if you guys can, connect the dots with
now
whatever he's saying.
remember, Robert and I get in a delay here, so you guys write in and see what you see, and let's see if the producer over here sees anything on what I just mentioned as far as the lungs. Do you see anything there?
No. Anybody connecting with anything that Mr. E's saying?
I'm gonna say it's within the year, or it's gonna be a year they're celebrating their anniversary because they're showing me the balloons, which is my symbol for they did something in memory of this person, and he's kind of pushy right now, and he's telling me, because I'm asking him, am I interpreting this right? And he's telling me yes. Just give me a minute. Um, I still feel the lungs. I still feel the something in the throat. I'm still picking that up.
Rubina Galvan, my husband.
Okay, Rubina. So what we're gonna do, Robert's gonna put my phone number up, Rubina. If you could call in for us, um, we're gonna answer. And remember, there's a delay, so bear with us.
Yeah, just pay attention to the phone call, not your TV.
Yes, and lower your TV
Oh
down
yeah.
because we do pick up the echo. So you have to lower your TV down.
Rubina Galvan, he passed, his birthday is coming up.
Okay, perfect.
See?
So if you could
Okay.
just give us a call, Rubina. Is it Rubina? Because I can't see.
Yes,
I'm
Rubina.
blind. I can't see anything that's going on there.
Yes, Rubina Galvan. So if you can give us a call. ¿Dónde?
Wait a minute. 16, 15 of another.
Yeah. No? Can you guys see the number?
Do you all see the number?
See? Oh, okay. Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just,
It's this delay,
yeah.
this internet delay.
All right. Rubina, if you could give us a call.
We're gonna see if we could pick you up on our phone, and we're getting all this equipment ready.
Oh, yeah. Lupita Hernandez said my friend Johnny.
But let's do Rubina
Okay.
if she's gonna call in.
Okay.
Are you gonna call in, Rubina? Just give us a thumbs up or just call in. And forgive us for the delay. We're trying to
Yes.
she said yes.
Yeah. So we're waiting for Rubina. In the meantime, Ralph79 is asking why is there well, actually there's 3 candles.
Oh,
Oh, there you go.
because we want to make sure we connect with Spirit well.
Yes. Okay,
And
here we
so
go. This should be Rubina.
is that you, Rubina? Oh, good. Thank you for calling in. We're gonna. Can you talk a little bit, Rubina? We are trying to get you on our sound system here. We just want to.
Go ahead. Can you talk to us?
Yes. I already know Ernesto. I
Okay.
talked to him before.
Okay.
My
How long
husband,
ago? How long ago was it that we talked?
yes, 6 years ago, and his
Oh,
birthday is coming up. We have the same birthday.
okay. So that's perfect. Don't give me too much anymore because 6 years ago is quite a long time for
Yeah.
me because I don't
So
remember what happened
can
last week.
everybody hear us? Is
So if
everybody can
somebody
they
could give us
can you guys hear
a
Rubina?
thumbs up that you hear Rubina so that we could get started here.
Where are you calling us from, Rubina?
From Sound Park, New Mexico.
From New Mexico?
Yes.
What's the name of the city?
I live in Sunland Park, New
Oh,
Mexico.
Sunland
Sunland
Park.
Park, New
Okay.
Mexico. Yes, you're the first one, Rubina, from Sunland, from this show. And I think they could hear
Yeah,
you,
Rosa
right?
Navarro. Yes.
Thank you, Rosa. Thank
Thank
you
you,
for
Rosa.
letting us know
Yes.
that you could hear. Okay. Now, Rubina, let me ask you this. Is there a deconnection? Is there a deconnection? Like a
Uh,
Danny, David, Diego. I feel like there's a D because I'm asking him, is there a deconnected? Is there a deconnected to you?
uh, from the person that passed?
Yes.
No.
Now, is there somebody connected to you though and your family? Don't just think
Yeah.
about him, but think about your family. Is there a deconnected there?
I can't think of anyone with the
Okay,
D.
let me just move on really fast, okay? Now explain to me how does that connect that? Because I can't breathe. It's making me feel like there's something in my throat or they're intubated or something to that effect.
Um, when he passed.
Yes.
Um, he was in a car accident and he had internal bleeding and he damaged all his organs.
Okay, because he's telling me I could feel the blood rushing up. So he
Mhm.
almost makes me feel like he drowned in his own blood because I feel like he couldn't breathe. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, he's telling me it's also um and you could just say yes or no. It's up to you how much you want to say.
Okay.
Because he's making me feel that there's something going on in the family right now. And this is why his spirit is coming in so strong, his energy, because he's making me feel, he's telling me to tell you, Rubina, and if it's, who is he connected to you? Who is he?
He's my husband.
Okay. And I'm so sorry for your loss. But he's making me feel, Rubina, there's something going on in the family that he needs to take care of it. He's making me feel Ernesto or Mr. E. He's telling me, listen, I need you to tell her that everything's gonna be okay. Everything's
Oh,
gonna be okay. Does that make any sense? I feel like there's something.
yes.
Does that make
Yes, it
sense?
does.
Can do
Mhm.
you want to tell me a little bit? You don't have to, but just so I
Yes.
could feel this. Yes.
So last time, when we saw you, you did tell me that there was going to be a huge argument between his mom and I,
Okay.
and that's been going on with both of us right now.
Okay. And so I feel like it's still going on and he's making me feel like a snowball, which is my symbol that it's getting bigger and bigger, the argument. But things are being said that are not true. I don't know if that makes any sense. Or there's allegations, or he tells me, Mira Rubina. Did he speak Spanish? I don't know why I just said Mira Rubina. Because
Yes.
he's telling me, look, Rubina, I need you to be strong. He's telling me about the number three. So is there three in your family? Is it you and two kids, or is there three kids?
It's me and three kids.
And he's telling me, he says, tell my kids I miss them, but I'm always with them.
Okay.
Okay. He says, hug him because he makes me feel like there's one having a very difficult time, which, it's obvious, they lost
Yes.
their dad, but I feel one is really, really, really having a hard time at this. I feel like maybe the behavior is not good right now. And he's expressing himself, but not in a good way. Does that make any sense?
Yes, it does.
Do you want to tell me a little bit about that?
Yes. Well, first of all, I have three kids, and my my middle child took it the hardest.
Hmm. Um,
Um, and of course, he misses his dad, and his attitude changes. Sometimes he has a hard time at school.
he's telling me who care what's your husband's name? Just give me your husband's name.
Rene?
Okay. Is there another R who where's it?
Yes.
Okay, who's the other R?
My son, his name is Rene as well.
Okay. Because I didn't hear Ramon, I heard another R. I just didn't hear his name. Let me just see. Give me a minute. I don't know what this means. I've never seen this before, Rubina. So you're gonna have to bear with me because they're showing me things I never seen. Um, I feel like he's in the kitchen with you. Are you by the kitchen by any chance?
I just passed through the kitchen.
Okay, because he's making me feel like, and he's telling me, is one of the kids? I feel, what I'm seeing is a crayon drawing. So that's my symbol for there's a child or somebody that like they're writing something or drawing something, or what I mean, like somebody's drawing pictures or writing him a letter, or the way they're expressing the way they express themselves is by coloring or drawing or something. I don't know what that means. Does that connect with you in any way?
Yes.
How does that connect with you?
My I have a daughter that loves doing her makeup, and then I have another daughter that loves drawing.
Okay. Rubina, he says, I'm so proud of you. And he's telling me there's days that you don't do well because he's making me feel like he's giving you the hug that you need because he says sometimes it's just hard for you some days.
Yes.
And he says that what you're doing is amazing, being by yourself and
Yes.
protecting your children because obviously you're mom and you're going to do everything you can to protect your children. But he says, I'm sorry. He says, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And the reason he tells me to tell you I'm sorry is because he's making me feel like you tell him, why did you leave me? Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
And he's holding your hand. So that's my symbol. Did you hold his hand towards the end? Um,
Yes, it did.
Tell me a little bit
Um,
about that because he's taking me back to that day.
so after he got out of surgery, the doctors allowed me to go inside, and as I was walking in, he had already passed through type, and they brought him back, and that doctor told me,
Before you go any further, Rubina, I'm sorry for interrupting you because he's telling me like he had done well in the surgery and didn't do well. So they were like very, very hopeful that they had, like they were
yes,
saving him. And then all of a sudden he took the turn for the worse. And because he's telling me, Rubina, listen, I had to leave It was my time. But he's telling me I didn't want to live like that because he tells me if I would have lived, Ernesto, it wasn't going to be the same. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like he was going to have health issues or it wasn't going to be the same. And he says, look at Ernesto, I didn't want to be a burden to my family nor to my wife.
Yes. He had a lot of issues with the accident that was gonna.
Was there something wrong with his head? Because he keeps on pointing to my head. He's going, my head, my head, my head.
Yes, there
What
was an injury to his head.
what was going on? Because he keeps on going like this to me. He's going like this to me, and he keeps on doing this.
Um, well, when I walked in, I did notice that he had a like it was like kind of like a dent, and then I was able to see um that he had like a it looked kind of like a dent, and he was bleeding a lot from there, and I
He,
remember telling the doctors and asking them if he got hurt from his head as well because he had head trauma.
yes, yes. He's telling me to tell you that even though he wasn't able to speak to you at that last moment, he tells me to tell you thank you for letting me go. And what that's a symbol for me, Rubina. It makes me feel like you gave them permission. It makes me feel like I needed to go. Does that make any sense? Why is that?
Um, I I saw everything when I walked in the room, and I saw how much he was suffering, and the doctor kept on asking me if he wanted me to bring him back, and I told him to leave him alone because I knew he was tired. Like he was my husband, I knew, and I knew that he wasn't gonna be able to live that late with him being not being able to play with his kids anymore and stuff like that.
He tells me to tell you you did the right thing. And I'm sorry. He's trying to get to me.
Hmm.
Just give me a minute. Mm. You held his hand
Yes,
and he says, I felt it so tight,
yes,
Ernesto. He says, I could feel it. And he's telling me to tell you thank you for making
yes.
the decision that you made. You did everything right, even the way you laid me to rest. There was even questions about that. I feel like there was disagreements even about that. And he says, what you did everything right. And he says,
Yes.
I'm always going to be there with you. I'm still with you and I will not leave you.
Okay.
But he's telling me you have to move on, Rubina. You have to move on. Thank you so much for participating. Thank you for telling us your story, Rubina. I am going to tell
Yes.
you that your husband's in peace, most importantly. But most importantly, he's telling me, Ernesto, before you let her go, of course he loves you, but
Mhm.
but he tells me, tell my children I'm always going to be with them. Because he
Okay.
shows me a picture. So I think you still have his picture somewhere.
Yes.
So thank you so much for participating, Rubina. And I'm sorry I don't remember, but I'm sorry for your loss. But your husband is with you, and tell those kids of yours they're blessed because they have an angel by their side.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Rubina. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
thank you.
And so, he is a strong spirit.
Yeah,
Let me tell you, because I really thought I was not going to do well there. Um, he is very, very strong. And the strength that he had,
yeah,
that was very strong. But and this is gonna bring us into the negative energy that
right.
we talked about.
Yes,
Now, Rubina's probably asking, and remember on the promo we were talking about with Tony that I did a session with him.
right.
And when there's The person asks, what about negative energy? Well, I'm going to talk about two types of negative energy. The one that everybody wants to know about, the negative energy, is when you go into your house and it feels like there's a bad spirit,
Right.
or, they're making noises, they're doing stuff. Yes. And how do they, either they're already there because they used to live there, or they could be that, thank you so much, Robert. It could be that they're hanging around, or it could be that somebody sent them to you, because there's a lot of people out there who don't want us to do well
Right.
in life. And they send bad vibes, negative energy. And if somebody tells you out there, and I want you to listen to this, if somebody tells you out there, I'm going to do the mal ojo, or I'm going to give you the eye, or I'm going to do this, you need to remember you could block that. You could block that. That's one negative energy.
Okay.
The other type of negative energy is like what maybe Rubina and Tony are going through. And you say, well, what are they going? What do you mean negative energy? What I mean by negative energy, whenever somebody passes, we mourn and we grieve. Because I'm going to tell you, my mom has been gone for over since 1995, I believe, over 30 years,
Mm.
and I still grieve for her. But you say, how can that be negative energy? The reason spirit comes to me, Robert, one of the main reasons, and I've been doing this for such a long, long time. And what I've noticed in all my readings that I've done, and the high percentage of my readings that I've done, what I noticed is that we create negative energy when people pass.
Mm.
Because if it affects, and listen to this, if it affects your physical, if it affects your physical being, that means you can't function, you can't go to work, you start hurting, things don't feel right. If it affects your physical, if it affects your emotional, and if it affects your feelings where you just can't function because emotionally you're not doing well, if it affects your social, what does social mean? That means that you stop hanging out with friends, that you start talking to family, that you stop living.
Right.
And the last part, and most important to me, is if it affects your spiritual. That means that now you're saying, God, why did you do this?
Mm.
Why did this happen? So if it affects your physical, emotional, social, and spiritual, that means negative energy is creating within you. And
Right.
that's when a loved one passes. Can you imagine that, Robert? And that's why spirit comes, because they are in peace.
Right.
And they come to tell you, like Rubina,
Right.
her husband is saying, listen, you're doing an amazing job, but we don't want you to hold that to the point that physically you're going to get sick.
Right.
Where I had this beautiful family on Sunday where some of them couldn't bypass that grief. And we have to grieve, and we will always grieve. And that pain is never going to go away. We're always going to have that pain. But spirit doesn't want us to affect
Yeah.
all those categories that I just mentioned.
Yeah. Like remember them, but don't.
You can't dwell on that because you're
Yeah.
creating negative energy. How is that negative? Because anytime you stop living, it's negative.
Yeah.
That is not what spirit wants. That's not what your loved one wants. That's why they come through to me. And I'm a big believer in that. So sometimes, Robert, I'm in a crowd. And when I'm picking up spirit, I can't just go out and tell these people, listen, I know you're grieving, and spirit is telling me you guys need to stop. You need to stop letting you hurt you physically.
Yeah.
And that's why I do what I do. But I just can't go up to people and tell them that, because I start picking up on them. I start picking up on their illness. I start picking up on their emotions. Spiritually, I could see that they're really not doing well.
Yeah.
And that really, really, really becomes a very part of negative energy.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, people, that negative energy dominates the other type of negative energy. Oh, where people wish you bad stuff that we could control. And the next show, I'm going to tell them, I'm going to show them how to do that.
Nice.
Remind me that,
Yeah.
Robert.
No, I will.
Producer, remind me that.
See.
That's on the next show. I'm gonna show you how to get rid of some of this negative energy. But I can't show you how to get rid of grief because grief is part of who we are. But you have to listen to spirit and know that they're with you, that they still love you, they'll send you influences, and that they want you to move on so that they could move on with you. Because that's what they want. They're living through our eyes. Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
Yes. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Jennifer Reyes asked a good question. She said, "Does your mom communicate with you?"
very good question, Jennifer, because I get that all the time. My mom communicates, and believe it or not, and right now, before we started, I do meditate like for about 2 seconds, and I call upon my mom because I tell her, "You need to help me with this, mom, because I have guests here today." And my spirit guides, Raquelita and Duri, they're my spirit guides. And she does communicate with me, especially on Thanksgiving. And you're going to say, why? Well, because she helps me cook the turkey. And she tells me, add a little bit more butter, add a little bit, because that was her thing.
Really?
And she showed me how to do that.
Wow.
And every Thanksgiving, I don't care if we're having Thanksgiving at somebody else's house, I need to cook a turkey because my mom that's the time she's going to come to me. Now, when I'm going through my health issues, because, I have a lot of health issues, and I'm going to share with you right now that I'm going to be coming up in a procedure next week. And I'm calling on my mom, and she will talk to me. She's going to tell me that I'm going to be okay because I need prayer. And she doesn't want me to stop living. She's telling me, move, go get your procedure, get it done, get it over, and do the Spanish show because that's what's going to happen. And that's what we want. Spirit wants us to continue living because I do not want to develop any of the negative energy.
No, no.
Does that make sense, Robert?
Yes, very. It's so simple, the steps that you gave, but sometimes I think when we're in it, our vision gets blurred.
It gets blurred because you're grieving.
Yeah.
But you cannot get off the track. You
Yeah.
need to focus on what what they want us to do. They want us to live. They want us to work. They don't want us to stay home.
Yeah.
They want us, you go and live because we are going to go with you with each of those milestones
Right.
that you're still achieving. They're going to be there. Like Rubina's husband,
Right.
he's going to be at his kid's graduation. He's
Yeah.
going to be at their first baby being born. He's going to be with you, Rubina. So you let that negative energy go. Let him go because he is there with you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So any more
very
questions?
much.
Because you know what? I wanna bring our guest today.
Yes. No, we're
And
good on the questions. We're
So
good.
what we're gonna do, we are gonna get our guests because they're very anxious. They're like over here raising their hand. And so we're gonna bring them on board here. So I want you all to meet our guest today. So we're gonna do a little movement. So bear with us. So you tell me what I need to do.
If you want, I could black out the screen while we just
No,
really
no,
quick.
that's okay. Leave it
Yeah?
on. I
All
love
right.
it. No, let them see all the action.
All right,
So
live.
you all
This is
probably gonna
live.
get dizzy because we're gonna be moving. So I'm gonna ask my guest to come, and then you're gonna do this.
Yes.
And this is still
Yes.
my mic, right?
No, this is gonna be yours right here.
Oh,
So
okay. My mic's
don't mind our backs and all that stuff. Go get a drink. Go to the restroom.
No,
whatever.
Robert. No, don't even go to the restroom. This
Oh,
is
no.
exciting.
No,
Tech
no.
knife shows. We're gonna have all this movement going
Yeah,
around.
yeah.
So just
Watch
bear
this.
with us. Okay, ready? We're gonna do this, and remember, we're amateurs at this. This is our first time with a live show. So Robert's gonna get his equipment moved over there, and then we're gonna bring on this wonderful, beautiful family. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm already telling them that I'm already feeling something, and I thought I wasn't gonna be able to read anybody else because of this. But I do want to get this family in here because they came all the way from Las Cruces, and I am so blessed that they did that. Um, I just can't believe that they came all the way from Las Cruces. So mind the microphone because I could hear the microphone doing this bit here. And thank you for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. I really do. And I see I get some smiley faces. Thank you for those smiley faces. I get a few hearts. I could see a few hearts. Can I switch to that one already? Okay, so I'm going to switch to this one. And you know what, Robert? I think this might need to go a little bit higher, no?
Yes.
And if I could have my guests go over here, we're going to get right there because right there. Okay, I think I could hear me. And so we're getting our guest in here. We're gonna fix the camera. You guys go ahead and sit down. So that no, you guys come and sit down. Oh, you're gonna do that? Okay. I'll let Robert do all the navigating. And I'm gonna have a quick drink. Do you see yourself there on camera?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. He's a little nervous. I said, don't be nervous. Why are you nervous? I'm the one talking to dead people. What's wrong with you? What did you think of that last caller, Rafael?
¿Dónde?
Did you? Oh, you couldn't hear the caller, right?
No, not
no,
really.
that's right.
I was trying to hear it with the phone, but
Okay. But did you understand what I was talking about?
yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay. Because you see, the reason I brought that up is because those points that I made about negative energy, it does affect us all. But the next show, I promise you, what I'm going to do, I'm going to teach you all what you can do to release some of that negative energy. And I'm talking about the kind that people give you or the kind that's in your house that you don't want, but especially the kind that your loved ones don't want after they pass. So we're going to do this. Robert, you're going to move all that over there, right? I'll hold on to this. Yeah. And you're going to need your earphones over here. Yeah.
So the mics didn't work out for him.
That's okay.
If you want, you could hold the mic or leave it there. Then you can just take it out.
Do you guys want to just pass it? Should we
Yeah.
take it off of the thing? I think maybe
we'll
we should
pass
do
it.
that. Yeah, and that way. Can you guys still hear me out there? I don't know if you can all still hear me. Somebody could give me a thumbs up. It sounds like I don't know if they could still hear me out there. I don't know if they could still hear me. Can they still hear me? Oh, okay.
Sorry, that was me.
There's a lot of movement going around here. Yes, you could still hear me. Thank you. There, I know there's a delay. Thank you for that. And we are going now. Okay. There's so many wires. And so Robert's getting his station. Maybe you could just sit right there, Robert Asino. Okay, so now the producer, do we look good over here, producer? Is everybody on camera here? Okay.
Skinny filter.
Let's get okay. So while we get ready to go,
Oh,
ready to go.
yeah,
You want to
we're
check
ready.
mic? Check mic. I could
Mic
hear
check.
you. Yeah, I could
Mic
hear
check.
you. I could hear you. There we go. You could hear me, Robert?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So I want to introduce to you. This is who my grandson picked. And I'm going to share a little story about this, Rafael. So when the producer was writing all your names on the grease board, I asked my grandson, if you remember, I asked him to come and pick a name. So when his mom, my daughter, went to go get him, and she said, Grandpa wants you to come and pick a name. He turned around and said, who, Rafael? Raphael, he said it.
Raphael.
Raphael? Because I think he has a gift, but we'll talk about that later. And so when he came, I showed him the grease board, and he did this bit. And I'm like I'm telling him, like, you need to pick a name. And then he went to you. So that was so because Robert and I were looking at him and like I even told Robert, isn't it interesting, Robert, who we chose? So you were meant to be here, and I think your dad was a big part of it. So where are you from? Tell me exactly where you're from.
I'm from Las Cruces, New Mexico.
Okay, and who do you have here with you?
I have my brother's girlfriend, Stephanie Avalos, and then I have my brother, Armando Valles.
Okay, so you brought your brother, and you're the one that's been following me all this
Yes,
time.
sir.
Thank you, and your brother didn't even follow me. Huh? He's gonna be following me now, brother. Okay. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna talk about your dad. And as you came in earlier, I was telling you, no, I already got your dad, right?
Yes, sir.
And so we're gonna go ahead and start with your dad because he's all excited. So he's helping me right now. He's showing me right now the birthday cake really fast. He's telling me about a birthday Where's the birthday? Where's the birthday? Where is the birthday? Who's the birthday connection?
My daughter's birthday party is next week.
Okay, he's gonna be there because he's telling me I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. He's telling me, mijo, remember everything I spoke to you about the different points about don't let the physical part interrupt you, that negative energy. He's cleansing you of that negative energy because you're holding on to that right now. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
He's telling me to tell you, Ernesto, you did a good job with that. I go, do you think so, sir? He goes, yes, because my son is holding on to that pain. How long has your dad been gone?
Since 2013?
So how many years is that? So I don't have to do the math.
11.
11 years. And he says, I'm there with you all this time because he keeps on saying, he tells me that you keep on saying, just give me a minute. Did somebody find him when he passed?
Yes,
He's
sir.
taking me to his passing now. He's like switched on me like this. He's taking me to his passing. Was he on the floor? Like, did somebody find him? Who found him?
Mm,
Cousin Guy. Our cousin's husband Guy.
Okay. Did he tell you how he found him? Because I'm seeing like I don't know if he was face down, but I feel like they were trying to revive him or they were, they were trying to get him up, get him up, get him up. Does that make any sense?
Yes, sir. He was face down.
He was face down because he's showing me that. He's showing me, and then like they flipped him, and then they started, obviously, of course, they're panicking, and I could see all the commotion. It makes me feel like there was somebody else there besides. Who did you say was your cousin?
Our cousin Guy.
Was there somebody else there?
After that, our prima Denise.
Okay, because they're making me feel like he tells me to tell his cousin. He's very excited to have you here. Just give me a minute. He keeps on telling me to tell you he's very sorry too. Because there was a certain time after his passing that one of you brothers, because I know there's a brother missing right now, right?
Yes, sir.
That he's telling me to tell that you were angry at him. Because I feel like he did things he wasn't supposed to. Does that make any sense? Let me just see. And you could just nod your head because I know they're fixing your mic. Um, who was the one angry, like so angry at him?
My older boy.
He, he says, you were so young back then. You look young to me now. How old were you when he passed?
I was like 7. Oh. I was 17,
Okay.
16, 17 around
Okay.
there.
And then he's making me feel like, was there a baby born after he passed? Because he makes me feel like he goes, I've been busy preparing souls to come down here, Ernesto. So he says he met all of his grandchildren. Because if you feel that when you had your babies and he wasn't, was there babies being born after he passed?
Yes, Valerio, which is their son.
Okay. I prepared those souls because somebody said, I wish my dad was here to meet him. Who would that be? Both of you?
Both.
And he says, sons, I did meet them. And he keeps on telling me, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry for leaving you all. He keeps on telling me to tell you, he misses the hugs because he didn't give you enough hugs in life. Because he tells me, I regret that I didn't give you enough hugs in life because I was doing my own thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And he tells me now I've learned because when you go to the other side, you learn this stuff and your dad's an angel and he's telling me, just give me a minute. He's showing me balloons. So the balloons to me is that's my symbol that you all did something in memory for him. did you guys do something for him? Like, did you let go of balloons, or did you have something made, or a cross made, or somebody did something in memory of him?
When he passed, I lit one of those balloon things that you
A
send. A
lantern.
lantern. There you
Those
go.
lanterns.
And
Okay.
I also made him a cross for his grave.
And he's telling me,
Right.
like, Ernesto, that's the best cross in the cemetery.
Yeah, I threw it away, because it broke. Somebody broke it, so
But you're gonna make another one?
I was
You
thinking
better
about
make
it.
another one. You don't have to
Yeah,
think about it. You're gonna make another
yeah.
one.
I'll
He
make
goes,
another
make
one.
me a cross. Because you see, the cross is not for him, it's for you. Because you don't have to go visit him. Because he tells me, Ernesto, nobody's coming to the cemetery anymore.
I
Is
haven't
that
gone.
true? You don't have to go because he's here. Because the cemetery is for us, it's not for them. The cemetery, and he's telling me to do this to you. I hope I'm gonna do this because he's telling me, Ernesto, I want to feel my son one more time. And
Sounds
he's
like him.
yeah, and he's telling me he has this cowboy hat. I don't know why he wants me to wear a cowboy hat. What's with the cowboy hat? What's the cowboy hat? Brother, you want to give him the mic? First you didn't want to talk on the mic, now you're hogging it up.
You don't mess with this cowboy hat.
Is that what that means?
That was always his
And
thing.
where's this cowboy hat, Armando? Armando, right?
Yes, sir. My dad's cowboy hat. We don't know where that. I put it with his boots and his jacket when he went.
And he's telling me to thank you for that. He's showing me his belt and the belt buckle. He's showing me the belt buckle. What does that mean? He's showing me something here. Or did you guys do something like in memory, or did you something to represent him? And he's telling me also, see what I wrote here? I wrote tattoo. Who has a tattoo?
I do.
Because he just told me, tell him now about the tattoo because you're holding the mic.
Mhm.
And he's standing next to you and he's telling me the tattoo. But he's showing me the whole face. Do you have a face tattoo? Who has, do you have, but not his though. Is there a face tattoo that you have? I've read, whose wife are you? I forgot.
My wife.
Well, get the microphone.
No, your lion
Oh,
tattoo.
I have a lion.
Okay. What does that represent?
My dad, a Leo.
That's right. That's why you show me the face. I don't know what these symbols mean. I don't know you all. He's telling me to thank you. He says, thank you, son. Thank you. He says, I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of you. Because he's making me feel that you guys either are going through a transition of buying or building the house, or you're doing something about the house, because he's showing me something about the house. What does that mean?
I'm trying to get a house.
He's saying you will get it because I will be there. And whenever you get that, I will bless it for you with him there. Okay. Just giving me a minute. He says to say hello to your mother because he makes me feel they weren't together.
No, sir.
They were separated
They're
at the time, right?
Yes, sir.
And he's telling me to say, tell her I say hello.
Yes, sir. I will.
What does that mean? Ain't nobody got time. Is your mom listening right now? I think she is, isn't it? Mom, she did say hello. I have to tell you what I feel. Why did you laugh? What's that?
No. My dad was always, they weren't together, but my dad would always tell us when it was our weekend with our mom. He would always tell us, "Oh, tell your mom I said hello."
So that did mean something. Isn't that weird? I mean, I don't know that, but instead of laughing, you need
Late
to tell
night booty call or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
let's keep it PG, PG.
Yeah, something.
PG. But you know what? He still loves your mom. Because now let me show you. Let me share with you when I was talking about all that negative energy. What your dad took with him was not his body. He took his soul, and in that soul are his memories, and that's why he's able to communicate with me because he remembers you. He remembers you, and most importantly, and he prays for a lot, is your brother. Because he says, I know he's having a hard time right now. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And he says, tell him to be patient. He is going to go where he needs to go. Do you have two kids?
He has.
You.
Oh, me? No, I have one.
So his wife is sitting on the other side I feel like there's another kid coming. Are you trying to have babies?
I am. I don't know about her.
What? Oh, too much information. TMI. But válgame.
Sorry, I'm nervous.
Oh, I know I think I disconnected with your dad there for a minute. But I feel like there's another baby coming.
Hopefully soon.
Now let me tell you this. I'm going to tell you this, and this already happened. Okay, wife over there. Before we get off the air, I do want you to come say hello. But I'm going to say, I don't know if your mom or he's telling me. So he's showing me this. This is my symbol that he has a baby soul on the other side. So somebody had a miscarriage or a baby was terminated, but I feel like there was a baby lost. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
How does that make sense?
I was supposed to have one at 16.
And then
Uh, they got rid of
they
it.
terminated the baby.
Yes, sir.
He says, I have your baby on the other side. And he says, there's not one day that your baby says, Daddy, I'm at rest, my soul's at peace, and I'm here. And he's crying because he's making me cry. Just give me a minute. I think it's a baby boy because he said, I have your baby boy with you. And there's not one day that he doesn't ask for you because this is not what you wanted. But he's with you. And if you ever have this other baby, I'm going to tell you right now that part of that baby soul is in your babies now from your first baby. Because he says, you knew that I was here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And he says, thank you for not forgetting me because you haven't forgotten. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
And he says, you didn't do anything wrong, Dad. You didn't do anything wrong. And your dad is saying, that's why I needed to be here, son, because I needed to take care of business over here as well. And he says, they still call me Tata over here.
Tata Bear.
Is that what you guys call him, Tata Bear?
Tata Bear, Budlario. There's other names for him.
And that's why he came through, and that's why he wanted you guys to come through. Do you guys have any questions for me?
No, sir. You guys?
Remember, he always said that you can call him what you want, just don't call him late for supper.
Oh. and,
That's what he always said.
and you know what? Who's the cook? Somebody cooks a lot. You're the baker, right? Because he's making me feel, did you make him some type of cake when he was in here? Did you guys celebrate him in somehow, or when you were just making a cake, but to represent him?
Yes, every year we do that. This past August was his birthday, and I made him red enchiladas, rice, beans, pineapple upside down cake, and we all got together and we celebrated his birthday.
You knew him, right?
I was lucky enough to meet him twice.
Because he tells me, tell her that I know her.
Mm-hmm.
I know her, and I thank you for everything you've done and for everything you guys have gone through, that you guys are strong.
Mm-hmm.
And he's very, very proud of you. Your dad is just full of emotions right now because he's making me cry. Because he says, Ernesto, they're not going to believe that it's me. Because when I was here, I could have been a better dad. Does that make sense? And he says, you two are much better dads than I was. I'm not saying your dad was a good dad. I'm saying that he's saying you are much better dads, especially you, because you have been struggling lately. And he tells me that, son, it's going to go away. So let me tell you this. When spirit comes, it's a blessing. So when I see the white light, and I'm not talking about the white lights in front of you, I'm talking about the light over there. His light is always shining on you. And you were talking to him today and saying, I can't wait to see you, Dad, or I can't wait. Does that make any sense to you? Why does that make sense to you?
Yeah, because I was talking to him on the way to work.
What were you telling him?
I was excited to come talk to him. I like to hear from him.
And he's telling me, just give me a minute. one of you two have been going through a rough time as of late. And it was kind of tense not too long ago. So within the last 6 months, I feel like there's some tension in your life, but he's making me feel like things are. So, when there's tension, he shows me this. That's my symbol that there was something going on. But now it's like this. That means things have calmed down quite a bit. Does that make any sense to you guys?
Yes, sir.
How does that make sense? Because he's telling me to tell you this.
I'm just always wanting to do better for my family.
And you are. But he wants me to do one last thing before we close this off. And if you don't mind, you're the closest. Can I have your hand? You're nervous. I could feel you're nervous. And the reason he's telling me, Ernesto, do me a favor. I said, you know what, Valerio? Val? Can I call him Val? Because he says, call me Val. I said, okay, Val. Just give me a minute. With tears in his eyes. I could tell you that much right now. Because I feel like my eyes are filling up with tears. I didn't get to say goodbye to you. He goes, and I'm sorry for that. And I didn't get to feel you. He goes, and I'm sorry for that. And he says, but I'm feeling you now. So he says, Ernesto, can you hold on to him? And he goes, yes. And he says, mijo, don't forget me. Mijo, don't forget how much I love you. So can I feel your hand really fast? I'm getting emotional because he's with me. He says, don't be so hard on yourself. Because you are so hard on yourself. And he says, when you call me and you say, Tata, I need you, he says, I'm always there. And he says, I want you to stop being angry at me that I left you. And he's telling me the same thing to tell you how much he loves you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing your story. If you could just tell me just a little bit really fast about who your dad was.
Crazy old man. Crazy, funny. Always the life of the party. And a good beer drinker.
And he's still there with you. So whenever you're ready to celebrate, whatever you're going to celebrate, and if I'm able to go, I know you're going to invite me.
Always be invited.
And I'll sacrifice and drink a beer too.
You invited him now?
Well, right now that it's live, this will be our proof that we invite you to everything we do.
You do. And I will. So you heard it here. So there's one last thing I want to do. So you know how I tell you all, it's very important to turn on a candle whenever you want to talk to your dad. Okay? Whenever you want to talk to him, whenever you want to cry with him, whenever you need him, I want you to share something. I want you to share this candle. And I'm going to give you this candle. And I want you to tell him when you need him, because you will be needing him soon, but for a good thing. Don't leave it on all day long. Turn it on. When you need to say hello, say hello. And this is what I was talking about, negative energy. Spirit doesn't want us to have the phone next to our ear all day long. My mom doesn't want me to talk to her all day long. She wants me to do my business and get to work. But when I'm done talking to her, we need to blow out the candle. We need to hang up the phone and start living. So I want you to blow out this candle, say something to your dad in your mind and your thoughts, you too, Armando. And when you're ready, just blow out my candle, but say something to him in your thoughts and blow out my candle when you're ready. You know, it's funny that he says, and this is for you. And we dated it for you from Mystery and Robert. We dated this for you so that you could always have it and remember us. But he's telling me, I love you more. What did you all say to him? Okay, he says, I heard you. And he says, I love you more. I'm going to give you this. They're just my scribbles. And I hope this made your trip. I know it was quick, but I hope that you enjoyed your stay with us today.
Sure.
in Robert's and Diana's beautiful home.
Yes.
They're so nice.
Thank you, guys.
And I'm going to give you this. And then we are going to say, all of us, we're going to say goodbye. And thank you for joining us. Next time, we are going to talk about how to get rid of this negative energy. So I hope you tune in now, Robert. I
Yes,
hope
sir.
you're going to tune in now.
No, I tuned in earlier.
Okay, okay. And I want to thank you all for supporting us and for continuing to watching us. And next month is October, which is Halloween time. And guess what, Robert? And I'm blacked out right now, but Armando and Rafael, the reason I'm blacking out is because everybody calls me on Halloween. I have no idea why. But if you want to book a session, make sure, because my October sessions are filling up. But everybody, for some reason, booked me up on Halloween. But I'm always there to support. I'm always there. So thank you so much for watching. On behalf of